You're lying in bed. It's 3 a.m. The house is completely silent, but suddenly you feel it. An irrational urge to check if you're really alone. Why? It's not paranoia. It's an evolutionary ghost. 74,000 years ago, your ancestors lived through a silence so total, it nearly erased the human race from the map. This is that story, and by the end of it, you'll understand exactly why your body still remembers. Not one single ancestor of yours skipped this event. Every person you've ever met survived it too, through their bloodline. Let's go back to the beginning. Sumatra, 74,000 years ago. A small band of early humans moves through a lush green world. For weeks, the ground has been humming. A low vibration nobody can explain. Birds that have nested in the same trees for generations suddenly leave. Animals grow restless. Herds move without pattern, without reason. The elders of the tribe have never felt anything like this. There is no word yet for volcano. There is no word for what's coming. There is only a feeling, deep in the body, that something enormous is about to happen. And then, one morning, the mountain in the distance begins to glow, not with sunrise, with fire from inside the earth itself. The tribe stops, watches, waits. They have no idea they are witnessing the beginning of the worst single event in human history. Then the mountain doesn't just erupt, it detonates. Mount Toba tears open with a force almost impossible to comprehend. It is, to this day, the largest volcanic eruption in the last 25 million years. In a single event, it ejects an estimated 2,800 cubic kilometers of material into the sky. The sound alone would have been heard across entire continents. Ash doesn't just fall, it rains, for days, then weeks, burying everything in gray dust. In some regions, ash layers pile 6 meters deep. The tribe runs, but there's nowhere to outrun a sky that has turned to stone dust. Within hours, day becomes night. The sun, the thing every living creature on Earth has always trusted to return, simply doesn't. Not that day, not the next, not for a very long time. Sulfur dioxide floods the upper atmosphere, forming a global veil that will block sunlight for years. This is the moment the world, as every species knew it, ends, and a new, brutal chapter of survival begins. What follows is now called a volcanic winter, and it will last 6 long years. Global temperatures drop by as much as 3 to 5 degrees Celsius. In some regions, it plunges even further. The green world the tribe once knew turns to gray and brown. Dust where forests used to stand. Rivers that once teemed with fish run thin, then freeze in places that had never seen frost before. Plants that took generations to learn to gather simply stop growing. Entire food chains, the ones every tribe depended on, begin to collapse from the bottom up. Hunger becomes a permanent companion, not a passing season. The tribe huddles together at night, sharing what little warmth and food remain. Silence takes on a new, permanent meaning. No birdsong, no insects, no frogs, just wind, ash, and the sound of your own breathing. For 6 years, this is life. Not a bad week, not a hard winter, 6 years. Some tribes do not make it through the first year. Others last 2, 3, 4, only to fail as resources keep shrinking. This is not a story about one bad day. This is a story about a species being tested to its absolute limit. And most groups on Earth quite simply do not pass that test. Skeletal evidence from this period shows populations shrinking dramatically across multiple continents. In parts of Africa, entire regional populations vanish from the archaeological record. Species far larger and stronger than humans, with thicker fur, more muscle, more raw power, die out entirely. Humanity, fragile, slow, and weaponless by comparison, should have gone with them. By the time the ash finally begins to clear, something has happened that scientists are still piecing together today. Genetic evidence buried in our DNA tells a story our history books never could. Researchers studying human genetic diversity noticed something strange. Compared to other great apes, chimpanzees, gorillas, humans show remarkably little genetic variation. For a species spread across the entire planet, that's bizarre. It's the genetic signature of a population that came dangerously close to disappearing. Some researchers estimate the global human population fell to as few as 3,000 to 10,000 individuals. Let that number sink in. Fewer people than fit in a single modern sports stadium. That's how close the entire human story came to ending, before it truly began. No cities, no writing, no history yet. Just a few thousand exhausted survivors, scattered in small pockets across a gray, frozen world. One bad decade away from silence. Permanent, total, species-ending silence. This is what scientists now call the Toba genetic bottleneck. And every single human alive today passed through that bottleneck. There is no exception. Not one. You are not descended from the tribes that gave up. You are descended from the ones who found a reason to keep going. So how did they survive something that wiped out species far better equipped than us? The answer isn't strength. It isn't speed. It isn't claws or fur. It's something far stranger and far more powerful. Cooperation. Isolated, a single human family had almost no chance in this world. But a group, a real group, built on trust, had options a lone family never could. More eyes to watch for danger. More hands to gather scarce food. More knowledge, shared and remembered together. Anthropologists believe this exact crisis is what pushed early humans toward something new. Hyper-cooperation. Not just living near each other. Actively trusting people outside your own bloodline. Sharing food with a stranger's child. Teaching skills to someone unrelated to you. In good times, this behavior is a luxury. In the Toba winter, it was the entire difference between extinction and survival. Groups that clung to me and mine alone, most researchers believe, simply died out. Groups that learned to trust the wider tribe, the other, made it through. That shift may be the reason human beings today form deep bonds with people who share none of our blood. It's why community and kindness to strangers feel, on some level, like survival itself. Because for thousands of years, they were. The compassion you feel isn't a modern invention. It's a 74,000-year-old survival strategy, written directly into who we are. So the next time you feel a flicker of unease in total silence, remember, that feeling isn't weakness. It's memory. You are the living result of the greatest survival story our species has ever lived through. Your ancestors survived the end of their world, together in the dark, so you could exist at all. You aren't fragile. You are made of survival. Thanks for watching. If this made you see silence differently, you know what to do.